Yo, what's up YouTube? It's your boy Damontae bringing you a banger. Don't forget to go follow on my Twitch, please. Here you will never miss out on daily Payday content. Armorer CTV full crit build. The first card of the deck is being Type 1 Armor, which is giving you a 10% armor increase. The second card in the deck is called Type 2 Armor, which is giving you an additional 10% armor increase, now getting you to 20% increased. The next to fall in line is Type 3 Armor, which you gain an additional another 10% armor increase, now getting you to a 30% increase. Next that is followed by Reinforced Armor, which is giving you a 10% armory recovery rate, and when your armor breaks, you're immune to health damage for 2 seconds, and this has a cooldown for 15. And then the last card being Liquid Armor, which you gain in another additional 5% armor. You reduce the armor recovery time for you and your team by another 10%, which that now gives you a 35% armor increase to your base value of 221, now getting to 280 armor. Also, this build was featured inside of my best armorer builds video, the full crit CTV Armorer AR. We are using the Car 4 for its concealment. The Car 4 is pretty much like a versatile weapon. It plays a lot of different play styles. In this build we have Zerk, so it makes the Car 4 deal decent damage for common cops like heavies and light units, shields, things along this nature. But it does pack enough of a punch to deal with dozers. If you want to place yourself some distance between you and the dozer, and then once you pop the faceplate, you want to push the dozer so that you can deal more damage without missing your shots, that's more ideal in this build. This build uses full crits inside of 2-shot armor with the CTV. We pair Frenzy Aced with armor value of 181, which the Frenzy is changing 225 damage to 168. So inside the CTV, you actually have faster armor regen, while still keeping 2-shot armor. You also get the ability to move faster, and inside the ICTB, sometimes if you make a mistake by running out into cover, or running out of cover, trying to get to a different place of cover, and let's say that you don't have enough speed to make it because once again you're inside the ICTB. Inside the CTV, you'll have much more noticeable speed, movement speed, so this situation may not really play out every time inside the CTV. You will have more speed for, when your armor breaks. When you do trigger 2 seconds, you'll be able to make that distance, while the ICTB, sometimes if you misjudge, if you're trying to push out and you break your armor, your 2 seconds triggers, but you just can't make it. The SMG secondary I use is the Micro Uzi. You're pretty much limited to the choices that you do here. It's mostly for concealing the CTV, for full crits, for the massive damage output, with the body expertise, the Zerk, all paired together. The Uzi is used mostly if you're out of ammo for the Car 4. The Car 4 deals the bigger damage output for farther distance, while the Uzi has faster fire rate and can deal faster damage at closer range. While the Uzi also is normally pulled out with dealing with close quarter cops, it has a slower reload. So if you get yourself put into a bad spot, and if you don't choose the correct positioning, and let's say you run your mag dry, these are the things that are going to get you killed. While if you choose the correct positioning and you try not to run your mag dry, that's the things that'll be a difference maker when playing. Now, let's get into the skills for the build here. Inside the Mastermind skill tree, we actually grab nothing. Inside the Enforcer, we grab ourselves Iron Man Basic, so we have 181 as our armor value inside the CTV. We do notably grab things like Shock and Awe, Die Hard, Bullseye. We do grab ourselves Body Expertise Aced, so that our Car 4 can deal big damage. We grab ourselves Unseen Strike, pairing it with Low Blow, and grabbing the Accuracy Stability stack-ups with the suppressors, while giving ourselves Inner Pockets for concealment and Optical Illusions for concealment. And Optical Illusions plays very well inside of pretty much every build inside Death Sentence. And then lastly we grab ourselves Frenzy Aced, while also notably grabbing Pumping Iron for the dozers. As for modifying the Car 4, you're pretty limited as to what you can do. For the barrel, I've chose nothing. For the next one, I chose the Medium Suppressor, which is giving me mostly stability and not much of a concealment minus. For the boost, we go for concealment. For the foregrip, we use the emo grip, which is giving us concealment, stability, damage, and accuracy. For the gadget, we use the compact, which is giving us no change. We use the titanium skeletal grip, which is a DLC, but is giving us a concealment with a accuracy increase. For the lower receiver, we do grab the thrust for the damage increase. As for the mags, we do grab speed pull. It's just more fitting to the build. As for the sights, purely optional, but I use the Seymour sight. As for the stocks, you're kind of limited to using the folding stock for the concealment value, so you have to grab it. But we still have 100 stability, as you see. As for the upper receiver, we use the LW for the accuracy and stability increase. And the same thing goes for the micro Uzi here. You're pretty limited as to what you can do to it because of concealment reasons. So we had to grab the newer suppressor, which is a non-DLC, which is kind of almost like the medium suppressor in sense of stability and concealment, but it actually gives you more damage and accuracy. For the boost, we go for the concealment boost. As for the gadget, we use micro laser for no change. For the stock, we actually remove the stock for the concealment increase. CTV is two-shot is something that's not really common in every perk deck, but it is capable of doing. But the armor is one of the perk decks that can two-shot CTV because it gets 181 armor value. So if you're just using simply just Frenzy, you change 225 to 168, making, 181 two-shot armor, simply. 2-second invincibility inside this build for 2-shot armor will allow you to have the ability to attack aggressively and defend as one of the best decks to hold angles if you just kind of understand the positioning and exposure. Know what angles that you're exposed to and just perform aggressive attacks when needed because you have the damage to supply this. The last thing I want to mention is if you zerk yourself to have one-shot kill ability on certain damage values, if you choose to zerk yourself like at the start of a heist, and doing this will be part of your survival, since you'll be able to kill the cops faster than they can shoot at you, and that's what's really going to be the difference maker here. But it also is if you don't miss your shots, you have to be the one shooting first and hitting first. If you guys are interested inside the weekly build videos, you come over here to my YouTube and you go into the second section here. We'll have a full playlist with all the build videos for the weekly builds. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you guys do enjoy this series. Leave me a like, a subscribe, give me some comments, something along this nature. I do sincerely appreciate it. And then that lets me know that you guys enjoy seeing this series and want more of this series. Because I do have hundreds of builds that I play live on stream, and there's just more getting to it after every major build video that's created.